Hello and welcome to yet another Let's Play of Victoria 2 Heart of Darkness. But what's this? This is a different menu screen. Well, I'm glad you noticed, because what I got suggested was to play a Victoria 2 mod, seeing as how I was burning out on Victoria. And, well, if you don't know what the Victoria Ultimate mod, well, you're not alone, because I didn't know what it was either. I don't really usually delve into mods all that much. But that said, what is it? I guess we'll find out together, won't we? Single player! What is this? Poland, Lithuania, Austria doesn't look like that. Scotland is an autonomous region. What is going on? What? Whoa, Spain. Are you telling me this is 1604? Why, yes, I am. Evidently, the, Ultimate mod has an extended timeline, which goes all the way into the future. And if you're wondering when the future starts, it starts in January 1st, 2023. Let's take a look at what they think the future holds, shall we? Alright, so as you can see, Catalonia, which we played as last time, is independent, as well as the Republic of... I can't read. Country. I don't know. I can't. It's in the... My Fraps recording button is in the way, so I can't read that. Evidently, Belgium falls apart into Flanders and Wallonia, and Luxembourg is still there. Brittany evidently splits from France? What's going on? Everyone's splitting away from each other. You know. And of course, Russia has Crimea, so this had to be updated recently. Russia does not have Georgia, though, so I guess they don't invade. What's going on in the People's Republic? Looks looking good, I guess. Korea is a... Whoa! Alright, so I guess the North Koreans won the Korean War and have taken over all of Korea. And the United States is split into two. Those seem like borders of how the United States might split after a civil war, I suppose. You know, I like to think that a lot of the Midwest would stick with the United States instead of joining with the Southerners. And I know New Mexico is a very progressive state, so they'd stick with us Yanks, I'm sure. I don't know what Netherlands is doing, or not Netherlands, Nevada. But yeah, it seems like a fairly accurate assumption of the cultural boundaries in America. Quebec is independent. I am not going to play as any of these nations right here. But it's just an interesting illustration to tell you that this is a heavily worked upon mod. Like, you can start in World War II if you like. See the Third Reich just pounce all over everything. Yugoslavia is in business. Or, I'm sorry, Kingdom of Serbs, Krauts, Bosnians. They're not called Yugoslavia yet. Fascist Spain. But, while all this is fine and dandy, we're going to start at the very beginning. At the start of the Enlightenment. And who are we going to play? Well, if you read the title of this Let's Play, you might realize that we are going to play as the Russian Empire. But as you can see, in 1601, or 1604 rather, we do not yet stretch all the way across Siberia into the Pacific. So that will be my job. One of the main reasons I'd never played as Russia in the actual Victoria 2 is because Russia's just too dang big. And if I single-handedly expand it, then I will be able to have a better idea of ownership over, you know, what I own. Because, like, dealing with China, China was made better in the expansions because they split it up into these sub-states. But Russia, on the other hand, is just like, man, it's so massive, so hard to manage. But that is what we are going to do here. Play. So, yeah. This was suggested to me at the end of the Catalonia video, as opposed to playing Dragon Age Origins. And that's a great idea. Okay, I tested this out to see if, you know, make sure it didn't crash, and I just kind of went into technologies, and it seems to be a bunch of expanded technologies in here. You know, post-Napoleonic thought, all the way to modern army doctrine. It just seems like an extra tier of technologies as opposed to a whole, you know, like 3 tiers of technologies. Just one, because the last technologies you researched were stuff like electrical power generation in the actual game. But you'll notice over here, ultimate. Show the ultimate technologies. Wow. Water wheel power. Wait, that's an ultimate technology? Water wheel power? If you say so. So what should we research? Well, I want to get all of Siberia, but at the same time, you'll notice that my capital is not in St. Petersburg, it is in Smolensk. Don't know why it's in Smolensk. I never knew a capital of Russia being in Smolensk. Unless that's an alternative name for Moscow, but I thought Moscow was up here somewhere. Guess I don't know Russia as well as I thought I did. Either way, I do not like our capital being this close to another major power, Poland, Lithuania. So I'm caught between researching military here. As you can see, I don't even have infantry units unlocked right now. Or going into Navy, getting maritime tradition, which gives me 50 colonial power points, and which leads to post-Nelsonian thought. Yeah, Nelson was a good guy, from what I hear. And that gives us 100 colonial power points, which will allow us to push into these areas, and get all the way across the Pacific before someone else seizes it. Maybe even get us into Alaska, and we can have some colonial powers, some Russian power in the New World. Which Spain, they positioned it in a timeline. The start date has Spain and Portugal already dominating it, with settlers in Jamestown from England and settlers in Quebec from France already in position to take the land. I give them compliments for including the Iroquois Confederacy, but not only that, they have the Iroquois Confederacy purple wampum belt flag. Because, in like Europa Universalis, it would be blue for some reason. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Should really do something about this technology quandary. I've decided that I can wait, hypothetically, on that, because no one else is going to be around to challenge me on it, unless someone gets OB. I don't know, how much can we get OB? We can't get OB until we can get 15 life rating. So I don't have to worry about that for a while, I don't think. Although how the AI responds, I don't know. Like I said, this is my first time playing this mod. So what happens after I click unpause is a mystery to me. So yeah, I think I will go with researching for infantry. Don't have to rely on these irregulars. Now, I also enjoy consolidating my military force. I don't like them spread out like that. So everyone go to Rizhiv. And we will then figure out what we can do with our population. We have a literacy of 2.5%, which is extremely low, but let's think. How literate were people in 1604? In places like England and France, I'm sure they're much more literate than 2.5%, but I think we're all pretty low, and as such, I think everyone has a shot at being able to overcome low literacy this early on. I don't know what the negative effects, they have to put some negative effects on technology research to make sure you don't just, blow everyone out of the water. Encourage space pioneers in the year 2000. Encourage space enterprise, entertainment industry. That's some cool extra stuff going on there. But yeah, clergymen is what we need. How many clergymen? Educators, 1%. Interesting. Did they just name them something else? I want educators. They sound like much more effective tools of learning than, religious learning. And I guess there is not. Then how many clergymen do I have? Laborers, farmers, artisans, soldiers, aristocrats, educators, bureaucrats, officers, capitalists, clerks, craftsmen, slaves, space colonists. Why are there 0% space colonists here? Alright, so I guess educators has to be a renamed form of clergyman. Alright, fair enough. What's the budget look like? Looks like we're losing money. I'll just increase taxes for everyone. I am the Tsar. Andar Romanov. That's who I am. Just ascended to the throne on the new year. How about we... I don't have a use for this navy right now. So I'm just gonna completely get rid of it. Boom. Not an issue. Don't have anything down here. Nope. Okay. So, I guess that'll balance out, hopefully. We can, I guess, stop funding that so much. And take the administration down. I don't know, let's just see what happens to the economy in a second. For our goals, like I said, I don't like my capital being this close to a major potential enemy. And what I should do is find an ally. Who are the great powers of the day? The Spanish Empire, the French, the Ottomans have a good military force. So, even though it is ahistorical for me to try this, maybe I can secure an alliance. Oh, that -19 relations. They will not accept due to diplomatic value. Let's see if I can increase relations with them. No, that's not going to happen. Okay. Denmark, I need someone with some punch. None of these guys have punch. Yeah. What about France? No, they hate me as well. They will not accept. Does everyone hate me? Let's see the little hearts, shall we? Everyone loves me, evidently. Not enough to be an ally, so it would seem. Sweden, even though I'm going to declare war on you eventually, you will not accept. Huh. Well, I guess we'll see what happens when I press unpause. I don't like not having an alliance. I don't want an alliance with Spain. While they are powerful, I don't know, like, are they going to help me fight Poland and Lithuania? I somehow doubt it. If anything like the last games, they'll put all their troops in the colonial areas and not help in any meaningful capacity. Which is kind of annoying, but no, we will see. Unpause. Go. Fourth, the Enlightenment. Okay. Change to pre-industrial school. I assume that's thought. Yes. So army tech research is reduced. All research is reduced by 50%. Okay, I guess they just straight up... that's how they reduce your technology. So make sure you don't become super powerful. Look at Germany. How do they simulate the Holy Roman Empire? Is it sphere of influence? I wonder. No, you can just go right in and attack all of them. Are they even allied or puppeted? Okay, they have their own little alliances, it would seem, but like you could attack Bremen right now and just take them out. Do it now. I guess the only thing stopping you would be infamy. You know, take out Pomerania. Make sure Brandenburg gets taken out. Prussia never forms. Yeah, you could do a lot of damage to the timeline. Alright, guess my army is in town. I will balance them. Send some here. And the others can be there. Is there a way to make St. Petersburg my capital? I guess the decision to move it to Moscow requires St. Petersburg to have a border with something. You know, notably, it only happens when Finland becomes independent in the regular game. So maybe I have to take over Finland before I can make St. Petersburg my capital? What decisions do we have to work with here? The Peasant Reform, which says to me that there isn't really much in the way of new decisions? There has to be. There should be. I can't imagine that this game doesn't come with decisions and events to fill out the timeline between 1605 and 2024. That'd be ridiculous. Conquest Caucasus Belly against Montenegro by the Ottoman Empire was detected. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta be becoming good buddies with these guys. So I guess we'll stare at this screen for a bit. Look at the show wars option. Siam is invading Cambodia. Makes perfect sense to me. Okay, now we're at 25. They're allied with France. So they won't want another great power ally. They are allied with Denmark and Sweden. These guys are allied with Wittenberg and the Spanish Empire. Well, who is the odd one out? There's the Kingdom of England. They're not allied with anybody right now, but they hate us. Austria? I don't know. I don't like dealing with Austria. They only have 32 military power. They would just get steamrolled. And they will not accept too many great power allies. So I guess I missed my chance to form an alliance. Let's see. Try and increase our relations with the Kingdom of England. They should have a navy and be willing to help us. They will not accept. Why? Alright, well, we can get them to accept. And that way, people will think twice about attacking us at the very least. You know, this kind of makes sense. You know, Peter, when he wanted to westernize Russia, went over to England, I believe. Talked to Queen Elizabeth. So it makes sense that they would be our friends. They'll still not accept. Well, I can just sit here and let the diplomatic power build up. Doesn't bother me at all. Alright. It's an interesting mechanism for having Scotland under your control and separating the idea that they are not yet the United Kingdom. But Scotland could easily rebel, I assume, and be independent. Very easily. Just like a Chinese sub-state. Which is how I thought they would handle the Holy Roman Empire. Just have like a center somewhere. Oh man, a plague. And that is a different colored picture, which means they do events. So a plague appears to be spreading across our land, killing untold numbers of our subjects. We are utterly helpless against this calamity. That's unfortunate. Immigrants. Well, there wasn't severe immigration in this time period. Come on. People stayed where they were, especially in Russia where you were half a slave. Well, at least I give them credit for messing with the immigration system, because you can see they're going to Poland, Lithuania, and not somewhere in America. Because in the actual game, everyone would just go to America. Like, it was impossible to get any immigrants to actually go to your country if you were anywhere but the New World. And that was upsetting. Alright, we can't really do anything in 1606 without technology. I'm starting to think maybe flintlock rifles weren't the best bet. Okay, now the Kingdom of England will help us. They would, at the very least, get Denmark off our back. Let's see. They're their military power versus Danish military power. The Danish have 12. The Swedish have 13. This is rank, not actual power. And, yeah, Kingdom of England beats both of them. And this is probably before they're spread out. I mean, the only thing they have over here is Jamestown. And I guess places like Bermuda and the Caribbean. And Belize. Believe me, they got Belize. Other than that, though, I mean, it's not like they have India to garrison right now. So I think I could start making a case for invading Poland, Lithuania. I'll give it some time, though. Get infantry and the like. I got Mughal Empire. Okay. I like how, unlike Europa Universalis, I get to see the whole map. Have relations with the Iroquois. In 1606, the Russians formed an alliance with the Iroquois Confederacy. No, that'd be silly. We aren't silly. Huh, that's cool. The Apache Republic. Anything else interesting? I mean, the Ottoman Empire is super powerful. They controlled Egypt, pushed way into Austria. This is the furthest extent of Ottoman rule. I think the Ottomans pushed over here, didn't they? The Algerian Caliphate. Interesting. What war is going on over there in Europe? Swiss conquest of Savoy. Alright, well, at least Switzerland is taking control of the situation. France. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, France doesn't have all its actual territory. This is all its actual territory. They have to take the Alsace-Lorraine. But they don't have cores on it. Not yet, anyway. Man, technological progress is slow. How are we doing on the education front? 1.17% clergymen now. We have to confirm whether or not that actually means educators. Yeah, okay. Clergymen equals educators. Alright, makes sense. That's their job in this game. Wow, okay. I guess I could invade the Mongolians? No, they'll have to rebel first before I can invade them. I would very much like to invade Mongolia as Russia. A certain sense of justice about that. Because Mongolians were the only ones to successfully invade Russia. And it was because they came from the steppe, they came from the ice and snow. And as such, General Winter didn't exactly help the Russians in that regard. Whereas Napoleon and Hitler fell prey to the muddy summer and the snowy winter. And we're not prepared for anything, it would seem. Alright, I just kind of sat here and became Great Power rank 7. I'm not sure if I was falling or going down. Oh, nations can I release? Ukraine, but only 2 provinces of Ukraine. Dig deep and greed. Okay, so the game ends the 30th of November, 99,999? Okay, but why the 30th of November? Like, why not December 31st? Why that specific date that far in the future? Alright. Sure. Listless unemployed. Well, there should be work in the fields right now. Peasants. I didn't initiate any reform of the serf system. Gain some, how about you think about that? Gain some consciousness. Well, I guess one of my long-term goals could be to restore Orthodox dominance, invade Ottoman Empire, take Constantinople, create the Byzantine Empire under Russian Slavic rule. That'd be interesting. But small goals, one goal at a time. Let's take, what is this place even called? Orsha from the Polish-Lithuanians. And just let history unfold. And you know, as I said, push to the Pacific. Which, as I said, requires 80 colonial power points. And evidently Siberia has slaves. Slave state. Interesting. Yeah, slavery is outlawed here. Not allowed. Alright, okay, we got Portugal and the Netherlands on our side as well. Will the Netherlands then accept an alliance with us? Tensions and principality. Oh yeah, I could be influencing right now. Assert our position. I don't know where we're asserting. But now we have infantry, and that is great. Early cannons, you don't even have artillery. Probably don't have anything in the way of cavalry either. Prestige gain 5%. I guess that would have huge, that'd pay dividends eventually, starting in 1609 and going to 9,999. 5% on everything you do. Good stuff. But yeah, like, what should I'm not even sure what I should do here. Supply range. Guess I'll go with my instincts and try and get that naval base. Many of Russia's early attempts, or early, one of their goals has always been to have a good navy. And that requires having more ports than just St. Petersburg. We gotta take Revel, and Riga, and Königsberg, and Danzig. You know what? We gotta take over the whole world. And I will settle for nothing less. Could invade Persia. Anyway, let us start influencing people. Who, then? Well, we don't have a border with anyone. Could we change that? Or, like, how influenced is the Netherlands? Not at all. So let's put some money towards them. I mean, they don't have a shabby military force right now. It would be really good of us to have them on our side. And I guess we'll focus our attention elsewhere as well. Brandenburg, not bad. Pomerania, Switzerland. They'd have to go through a lot to get to Poland, Lithuania. I like the fact that Brandenburg has a border. But then again, they might be being influenced by, Poland, Lithuania is putting some focus points towards them. And let's try for another one. I think Persia would be a great place to invade, but for now, we will sphere them. And, okay, they're friendly with the Ottoman Empire. Maybe I should just back off in that case. Well, then what should I do? English Morocco? England really didn't take a break. What about these guys? They are not being influenced by anyone as I can see. Venice has a military rank of 20. Alright, this is where we're putting our focus. Venice, the Netherlands, and Brandenburg. They all seem like suitable helpers, indeed. They will not accept the alliance until... they have too many great power backers. I guess we'll now try and focus our attention on Brandenburg. They seem like the most helpful alliance in our position, and they are not currently allied with anyone right now. Okay, Poland, Lithuania doesn't like that one bit, but we will press onwards, regardless. Okay, the Ottoman Empire is trying to influence Venice. So we're running into some issues here. Okay, because I really want Brandenburg. I'm going to reduce my amount of influence in both of those places. Actually, I'm going to completely cut it. I want Brandenburg. Very important to me that I get Brandenburg. Yeah, that's where all my attention is going to go. Let's see if that goes anywhere. In the meantime, should build up my military a bit more. Now that I get good military units like infantry. Oh, I do get cavalry. They don't have good attack at this point in time, but they exist. So yes, 37 infantry in Europe. All of them. All the military. And all of you should head to Rizhiv, will be our military conjunction point. You guys go up north so you don't kill each other due to attrition. And that'll probably hurt us economically. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We got money. We got time. We have an abundance of that, actually. Man, Brandenburg always accusing us. Come on. Perhaps I could decrease their opinion of Poland, Lithuania. I think that would be a good idea. Boom, they're now opposed to Poland, Lithuania. And that'll help me in the long term. Hopefully France doesn't take advantage of my discredited state. It'd be Horrible! The French gained influence over them. And I should go into the mod files and change the French monarchy flag. I really don't like it. Should be that blue flag with the 3 golden thingamajigs. As far as I'm concerned. I don't even know what this is. Just it's some sort of horrible wallpaper you'd find in someone's house who has bad taste. Ugh. Unlike my flag, a nice, simple tricolor that tells you, we mean it, we're coming for you. Alright, oh yeah, I'm paused, that's why time isn't progressing. Alright, about 30 more days and we'll start getting recruits in from all over the country. They are recruiting as well. How about that? Alright, sorry about that. Evidently the game did some sort of weird crash, so it just stopped, or maybe Fraps crashed, I don't know. Either way, it stopped recording. I pressed pause immediately. You aren't missing nothing, so let's get this train back a-rollin'. Very embarrassing, especially for the inaugural episode of this new Let's Play. Upsetting, to say the least. I have no idea why, either. It was weird. Now, I have plenty of space on the hard drive, so it's not like it's whatever. It don't matter. It's recording now, and that's all that matters. Okay, we can now continue influencing Brandenburg. Yay! Oh, that's not the thing I actually want. Oh, yeah, it is. We're not cordial. Alright, one thing I just realized is that in this timeline, it would be fairly easy for Austria to form Super Germany, which would be, you know, oh, that's not what I wanted. All of Austria and all of Germany. That is a power indeed. I formed it once in the regular game, and that is no easy feat. So we can influence Brandenburg again. Basically involves doing a lot of this stuff, but in a very annoying way. You know, people constantly falling in and out of your sphere of influences. It doesn't feel that great, I gotta say. Alright, I feel confident enough in our hold over Brandenburg to try and influence elsewhere. So yeah, put some into Netherlands. Get some love in there. Alright, these guys are probably standing on top of each other, starving to death, like fools. And we are running seriously low on funding. Make sure these guys stay at least a province away. Oh, there's Moscow. Yeah, our capital should be right there. Not over here in Smolensk. How do we get in? How is it in Smolensk? Alright, whatever. Make sure they are kept at least one province, one region away to make sure that these guys don't see them, because you can see that's where the fog of war begins. I don't know if the AI is receptive to that as a human player would be, but we'll see. So yeah, we are losing lots of money. That is unfortunate. We're going to have to cut something or other. And what that is, I'm not sure. Military spending gets cut down to peacetime levels, 10%. And supplies get cut down to peacetime levels. And we don't immediately need these guys, so let's get these down to 75% construction funding. And boom, we're making money again. Kind of. It's up and down. It's all over the place. Market fluctuations of 1611. Firearms were in low supply that year. Okay, these guys are starving to death in that forest. So head over to Moscow then, or you're still starving. Where can you go where you're not starving to death? Evidently, all the way to St. Petersburg. So how about I split you off again? You guys can go there. You can go to Dvor. Who are you? Dvor. Other guys, go to Kaluga. There. Everything is fine now. We're going to have some serious issues getting into Poland here. No supply limit there. Our men will surely be hurt. Can we get an alliance with them yet? Come on. They'll not accept. Add to sphere. Now you have to accept. I'm sure of that. And I have some influence in the Netherlands. Good. Increase their opinion. Now I can reduce the amount I want to push in Brandenburg. I like having my influence over them always be 100%, so I'm always putting a little bit of influence into them. And form alliance. They will accept. Okay. So now we have, in our alliance, the Russian Empire and the Netherlands. Good naval powers, to be sure. I wonder if Spain... No, Spain is going to be backing Poland, Lithuania for some reason, because Denmark is not a great... Oh, Denmark is still a great power. How about that? Well, Poland, Lithuania probably saw the writing on the walls and got a new alliance. How would these guys feel? They're still back in France, so fighting them would be a pain. Can we do it? I'm sure Spain isn't that big of a deal. No. But that does complicate matters a lot. Crimea is a satellite of the Ottoman Empire, so can't really attack them. I don't really border anyone else other than Sweden, which is allied with Poland and Lithuania. And then again, if I attack Sweden, drawing Poland and Lithuania into the war, can they then call their allies into it? I don't think so. I think it's only Sweden's allies. So how about I do that? Sweden must be an easier target, come on. And that'll give us access to Finland, which is, you know, historically, Russia invades Finland. So we will do that, indeed. Can we get all of Finland in one war? Most of it. Northern Finland and southern Finland. Or do we want Estonia first? Well, Estonia is an easy place to take, and it'll just build up war score if we decide to... So yeah, we'll let them keep Estonia, but only so that we can hold it as hostage against them. That's smart thinking for me. And we'll take southern Finland. That's where the population probably is. Alright, acquire state against Finland. What could possibly go wrong? Come on. Guys, what are you doing? Stop standing on top of each other. And, yeah. Unpause. Keep recruiting. Keep pumping troops out. We are now the 6th largest military force in the world. I pity all those who stand in my way with their 24 military. With 14 military power while I have 77. Alright, Netherlands. Increase my opinion of you. They might not align with us even if they are in our sphere of influence as a result of their alliance with England. Conquest of Adu de Bayen, war by France. And they're just invading all over the place, forming colonial. We need to get a navy, but we need a navy in the Black Sea. It is horrible that all of it should be focused up here in the Gulf of Finland. Navies are strength, the wealth of nations. And we need one. Need a great one. The Swedes are a menace. No doubt about that. Let us get our troops into position. Like I thought we were going to be attacking Poland, Lithuania. Oh, well, we still might be, is the issue. We will see. Gotta send some troops up there, though. Show them we mean business. Another 20 over here in Luga. And Gdv. How far is that war justification coming along? 90%. Alright then, in that case, I'll start mobilizing the reserves. Escalating this conflict that we are obviously having. And auto-create, auto-assign, because I have too big of a military to care about it right now. Swedes are a menace. Okay. I'll just let that war goal exist for a bit. It exists until about, let's see here. Portugal just became a great power, so the Kingdom of England might betray us. Might. No, I think they like us more. We're more powerful, that's for sure. But with that infamy, and we're about to drag them into a war, maybe they'll change their mind and back Portugal. Either way, yeah. Show wars. The Hasbeli lasts until 14th of September, 1613. So we'll go until that date. Yeah, Finland isn't the problem. It's these other guys I'm worried about. In the meantime, I guess I should start funding this stuff. It doesn't matter if I go into debt, as long as my men are fully equipped to do the job that needs to be done. Add to sphere. Netherlands is in our sphere of influence. And I've forgotten already when the war goal ends. 14th of September, 1613. Get it in your head, Andrew. You got like a whole year. Alright. Maybe you shouldn't have mobilized this quickly. Okay, well, what you can do is not fund this stuff so much. You know, get some money saved up for when you need it. And you don't need it right now. It's only January. Hope England helps and, you know, does more than just sit there. Alright, we have a naval base. But I want more military stuff. Which means the command principle, morale plus 25, military tactics plus 25. I hope that gives us the edge we will need. When can I start researching this stuff? Can't research that until 1815. Wow, that's quite a long time. Yeah. Alright. February. March. Okay, and now we have an alliance with Denmark. Absolutely. More the merrier. And they will also help us with Sweden. April. And the Netherlands. This is fantastic. This is going amazing. And we still are maintaining our alliance with the Kingdom of England. Okay, April, May. What else could possibly happen? Okay, are they in our... Okay, they are in our sphere, which means that we can reduce our involvement, put some money into... Well, let's see what Europe looks like right now. Huh. Well... I guess I can put Denmark in the sphere of influence. They are a secondary power, rank 10, which means they could become a great power, and we'll lose them in terms of sphere of influence, but we'll see if we can get them at any rate. May! Denmark is accusing us of things we've never heard of. We suspect Poland and Lithuania is behind this. Oh, those jerks. Always in our business. June! And... July, and oh, this is an issue right here. Go that way, go to Tsar, go up here, go up there. That should be fine. July, August. I'm afraid I'm gonna stop paying attention and then miss the day. September, okay. Boom. Go to diplomacy. Declare war. Let's make sure we get the name of the state right. We want southern Finland. It will give us more wood and hopefully that bit of iron resource. No, that's northern Finland. Oh well. But the people live on the coast, and it's the people that we are going to want. That'll devastate Sweden, I think. So yeah, that'll give us all that land, all that naval space. I say go for it. Acquire southern Finland. Call my allies. The Kingdom of England is very likely. Brandenburg is very likely. Denmark is likely. And the Netherlands is very likely. It's looking good for me. Alright. But will it be good for me? Find out in the next episode of Andar Plays Victoria 2 Heart of Darkness Ultimate Mod as Russia. До свидания.